My name is Margaret, though these days, most people simply call me Maggie. I turned 72 last winter, and let me tell you, age is a strange companion. It doesn't tap you on the shoulder. It simply arrives one day, sits beside you, and whispers, "Slow down." But I never had much time to slow down. I moved in with my son 3 years ago, after my doctor warned me that living alone wasn't safe anymore. My son insisted, "Mom, please, you shouldn't be doing everything on your own. Come here. Be with us." So I packed my things, my photo albums, my old recipes, a few memories that still smelled like roses, and moved into their home. It's quiet here. Too quiet sometimes. The kind of quiet where the ticking of the kitchen clock becomes the house's heartbeat. And then there's Lily, my granddaughter. She's 16, a storm wrapped in sunshine. Bright, beautiful, but carrying a kind of restlessness that worries me every day. When I first moved in, I thought we would become close, that we would cook together, talk about her school, maybe share some laughter in the evenings like I used to with my own grandmother. But Lily built a wall around herself, one made of rolled eyes, quick dismissals, and cold silences. "Grandma, don't touch my things. Grandma, you don't get it. Grandma, just don't." Every word felt like a small push, a gentle reminder that I didn't belong in her world. But I kept trying. I woke up early to pack her lunches. I folded her clothes. I stayed up late when she went out with friends, listening to the front door, waiting for the sound that told me she was home safe. I didn't expect gratitude, just a little kindness. A little moment where she'd look at me and think, "She's trying." But that moment never came. Not then. I still remember the day everything cracked. It was a calm afternoon. The sun lit the kitchen softly, and I decided to make her favorite soup, tomato basil, the way she used to like it when she was younger. I carried the bowl carefully to her room, knocked gently, and walked in with a smile. "Sweetheart, I made you lunch." She looked at me with irritation, sharp, fast, unfiltered. "Oh my God, Grandma, I told you I'm not eating that." Before I could explain, before I could blink, she snatched the bowl, walked to the window, and threw it out. Just like that. The bowl shattered on the driveway. The soup splashed everywhere. The smell of warm basil filled the air before disappearing into the pavement. She didn't even look at me. She just slammed the door. I stood there, frozen, not because of the broken bowl, but because of the broken moment. I whispered to myself, "Why does she hate me so much?" That night, I cried quietly. Age doesn't protect you from pain. Sometimes it makes it sharper. Around that time, Lily started seeing a boy. Jason, a name that still tightened something in my chest. The first time he came home, he didn't look at me. He walked past me as if I were invisible. His eyes were cold, too cold for someone so young. His smile was wrong, sharp, practiced, unsettling. I watched them from the kitchen window once. He grabbed Lily's arm too tightly. She didn't like it, I could see that. Her shoulders tensed, her eyes darted away. I walked outside and said, "Lily, are you all right?" Before she could answer, Jason replied, "She's fine, old lady. Mind your business." Something inside me shifted. I told my son. I told my daughter-in-law, but they shrugged. "He's just a teenager, Mom, don't worry." But I did, every day. Because a grandmother's instinct is older than any warning sign. Weeks passed. Lily grew quieter around me, more distracted, more anxious. Sometimes her hands shook when she texted. Sometimes she came home looking as though she had cried, but she hid it with makeup and forced laughter. I tried talking to her. One evening I said, "Sweetheart, if something is wrong, you can tell me." She snapped, "Nothing is wrong. Stop acting like you know me." But her eyes were full of storms. I prayed silently every night. "God, keep her safe. Even if she pushes me away, even if she thinks she doesn't need me, please let her be safe." But the world doesn't always listen to quiet prayers. It was a Thursday night. The house was silent. I was sitting in my rocking chair, knitting slowly, my fingers stiff from age. The window was slightly open, and I could hear the wind outside. Then the phone rang. The sound cut through the silence like a knife. I picked it up. "Hello?" And then I heard her, Lily, but not her usual voice. This voice was trembling, broken, terrified. "Grandma, please help me." My blood turned cold. "Lily, Lily. Where are you? Talk to me?" But the line cut just like that. I stood there, frozen, then something else took over. A force older than fear, older than pain. Love. I grabbed my cardigan, my walking stick, and ran out the door. I didn't know where to go at first, but then I found it. Her bracelet, on the sidewalk. Broken, my heart began pounding. I followed the direction of scuffed footprints, tire marks, and then, faintly, I heard a scream in the distance. Her scream, I ran. I don't know how my legs carried me, but they did, because she needed me. The noise led me to an old, abandoned warehouse. The kind of place you see in movies where terrible things happen. Rusty doors, broken windows, a flickering streetlight. I moved quietly, pressing myself against the wall. Inside, I heard voices. Jason's voice. He was shouting at her. His tone was icy, threatening. "You think you can just leave me, huh? You think you can just walk away?" Lily sobbed. "Please, Jason, let me go." And then something inside me snapped. I pushed the door open, it creaked loudly. Jason turned. Lily's face lit up with shock. "Grandma, no, leave, please," Jason smirked. Well, well, the granny came to save the princess. I stepped forward. My hands were shaking, but my eyes were steady. "Let her go," he laughed. "Or what?" I looked around. There on the floor, a metal rod. I grabbed it. "You will not touch her again." He moved toward me. But I slammed the rod on the ground with everything I had. The echo filled the warehouse like thunder. He jumped back, startled. His confidence cracked. And in that moment, Lily ran toward me. I grabbed her, held her tight, and whispered, "Run." We ran out the door, into the street, my breath burning, my heart pounding, her hand gripping mine like she'd never let go again. Sirens echoed in the distance. Someone must have heard the fight. Jason disappeared into the night. Back home, Lily clung to my arm. She cried harder than I'd ever seen. "Grandma, I'm sorry. I hurt you so much. I was stupid. Selfish. I didn't deserve you." Her voice cracked. I held her face gently. "My sweet girl, you don't have to deserve love. You already have it." She cried harder. I stroked her hair, something I hadn't been allowed to do for years. The next morning, she made me breakfast. Her hands trembled as she placed the plate in front of me. "I want to take care of you now." And she did, every day, every morning, every evening. She checked on me, helped me walk, called me grandma with a softness I had been waiting to hear. My son said, "Mom, she's changed, you brought her back." But I think Lily saved herself. She saw the world in a moment of fear. She saw love in a moment of danger. And it changed her. Sometimes, people push away the ones who love them the most. Not because they don't care, but because they don't understand the depth of that love yet. Lily understands now. And every night, before she sleeps, she hugs me and whispers, "Grandma, don't ever leave me." And I hold her hand and say, "I'm not going anywhere, sweetheart." Because age may weaken our bodies, but it strengthens our hearts. And a grandmother's heart can still fight darkness for the people she loves, even at 72. If you liked this video, hit subscribe and support Grand Hero Stories so we can bring you more heartwarming tales.